So Mentone Grammar, it's a big school and a growing school, co-educational. We're taking in a lot of students and we have big intakes at years 5 and 7. So a lot of what I do is supporting those students, and I guess that connection between teachers, students and IT, making sure that we're all working towards the same thing, but making sure that students feel supported with the use of their programs and applications, not just the fact that everything's installed correctly and everything's running perfectly. So my role is that real bridge between IT, teachers, and then sometimes students as well. I'm actually getting students to become part of that program through a Tech Ninjas program, so making sure that they feel like they can support each other and even support teachers in the long run. But that's my role, really looking at how technology works in the school and the roadmap of what do we need to achieve over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years at the school, and that's constantly changing and it's changing really quickly. But I'm really excited about what is coming and what the future holds for Mentone Grammar. The other part of it is really this rollout of Canvas and Loree and making sure that our staff feel really supported in that our students are understanding the purpose of it and feel like they can navigate through the system successfully. And then start to develop really interesting content. So how do we have that consistency and that collaboration across our teaching body so that one teacher can build something really impressive and a whole bunch of teachers can benefit from that, rather than having everyone having to do the same thing over and over. And certainly that was something I noticed in the past, where I might ask a group of teachers for a worksheet on characters in a novel. And rather than getting the same one that everyone's using, I'd get 5 or 6 similar versions, meaning a lot of different teachers have built the same task really. So rather than having everyone do that, we can have that consistency to say, one person build this, we're going to use that. For characters in a novel, for instance, it's pretty much one way of delivering that most of the time, and people can then deviate from that as much as they like. But having that baseline is really, really important, and just support those teachers, because the workload and expectations are always increasing, and trying to make their life a little bit easier for the day-to-day processes of the school. So when rolling out Canvas and Loree, we were first and foremost making sure that we were secure. So from an IT perspective, we were making sure that these were established systems that we could trust and that our information isn't just going anywhere and everywhere. From that point, we really just wanted to make sure we were getting the best system to deliver that content and allow our teachers to do that. So that's really where Loree came in. It was a bit of a challenge in saying that Loree was going to be there from the start. It was a bit more technical than just the standard Canvas editor. But if we didn't have Loree from the start, people really would have had to rework all of that content that they would build throughout the year. So what Loree did was in some ways add a layer of complexity, but once people got that, they were really hitting the ground running. So loading in custom rows or whichever method we were using, they could build really dynamic, interesting pages that look consistent across the school very, very quickly. So they were some of the challenges that we faced, is making sure that we could get everyone up to the same standard. And we didn't have the expectation that every single teacher would be a top-level Canvas developer right from the start. We built with those small groups and trained 4 or 5 in each faculty. They became the specialists, and we've kind of slowly grown from there, and we'll continue to do so with next year having staff days dedicated to Canvas and Loree curriculum development and assignments and everything that we need to deliver at the school. Making sure that we have everyone feeling confident and comfortable with the process and platform, and then hopefully getting some really exciting content out to students from there. Taking your time to do it and making sure that we're not rushing through each stage of it. Having a really clear structure of what your outcome should be. So what is the desired result of all of this? And making sure that there's that culture of consistency and collaborations. Having the specialists in each faculty. So in our rollout, we had 4 to 5 people in every faculty that really became these Canvas developers, and they've largely managed this year the assignments in each blueprint course, as well as some of the content that they're building. But having those specialists in those spaces mean that when a humanities, science, maths, English teacher, languages, they come to those specialists. It's not me telling them this is how they teach their languages curriculum. It's someone in that space that understands their concerns and problems, teachers are really great at sharing, and really what you're doing is giving them a platform to do that in the school. Being conscious that it might not be exactly perfect for what you want initially, but you can kind of tweak and edit things from there. Building up that idea of what the platform is aiming to deliver is really important, and making sure that all the teachers feel like you're pulling in the right direction. What Canvas and Loree allowed us to do was deliver that. We could have these class courses in Canvas that were very much the same across any class that was in that subject area, and then that consistency through those courses as well. So whether a student was in English or maths or science, we were getting that consistency through Loree with color schemes, fonts, and really just the structure of those courses as well. I'm really excited about the next few years as we start to deliver actual curriculum to students, have quizzes, exit slips that are built into Canvas that whether a student's at school or whether they're at home, they can engage with that revision or make sure that they understand I've succeeded in this class. So taking that burden away from teachers having to do that every single lesson, deliver the same thing and build the same content every lesson, it becomes this building block idea. So our teachers certainly feel like they have a better platform to deliver content consistently, and I think they feel they have a better value in doing that. So rather than building something really impressive just for their students, they can build that into Canvas through Loree and deliver it to a huge cohort of students. Here I can load a file up into a single location or build it as a page, and everyone gains access to that. And they can access those rubrics. So previously we were delivering rubrics, often by hand, but those are now a digital platform in Canvas, and they're getting a bit more feedback and really being part of that conversation. And even that back and forth that we can have with conversations with students, sending different forms of feedback to them, whether that's kind of through a class lesson or through an assessment, where I think we're just kind of scratching the surface of the growth of what we really want to do in that space, and making sure that students feel like they're really well supported and they can communicate with their teachers really effectively, but they're independent in their own learning as well. They can go and find it themselves and really solve a lot of those problems before they're going to a teacher to say, I don't quite understand what I need to do here. Parents at some point, at the moment we don't have them in the system, but I'm really excited about letting them in at some point and being really proud of what we have achieved at this point, and they can see it with their students. But having a parent see the quality of curriculum that we're delivering, I think that's a real selling point for the school, and I'm really proud of what a lot of our teachers have put together in the system without really a lot of help from myself or Andrew in the support network. We train people up, and it's been a lot of let them run away with it at that point. Science built some really amazing template pages using the custom rows that we had designed in Loree. So loading in the same custom rows that they were consistently using from really 7 up to 12 particularly, and building out these consistent science pages and making sure that everything's aligned. So success criteria, maybe PowerPoints or content resources, just linking everything together so that again, next year when a Year 7 student's in Year 8, they're seeing a similar engagement in the content, and Loree delivered a lot of that. So the color schemes, the custom rows, everything was loaded in consistently from there. Then some of the teachers have really gone above and beyond and built a lot of interactives. So there's teachers using the tables or tabs to set up a lot of information in a small space, and then at the end of that they might have an exit ticket that's a quiz or some sort of matching game or whatever it is that they need to finish that lesson with. But those interactives have become this kind of learning throughout a lesson, and it's not official, it doesn't need to go anywhere. It's that formative assessment, which is a real linchpin of the school here, making sure that students feel like they understand what they're working towards and how to get there through that curriculum. That's all been through Canvas and through Loree. So again, whether that teacher is in class and delivering that through the Loree and Canvas platform, or whether the students at home and can engage with that later, building out their notes, whatever they need to do, I think that's been a real success to say, this is where we're seeing some growth in the curriculum. But also one teacher's building that, and there's 5, 6, 7, 13 classes potentially benefiting from that better quality of content. And next year it's going to be there. Once again, we can tweak it and edit it and make it better. But I'm so excited about that idea that it's this building blocks towards success for the school. Well, I'd have to go interactives. They're just so much fun. You can do so much fun stuff with it, and it just makes a page look totally different. You can have so much information in a small space, but it just feels like a really fun website that you're navigating through rather than this huge scrolling effort that you might need to go through. The little quizzes or click buttons or flip cards, just all those little bits and pieces, the nuances of that. It's amazing how quickly students engage with that.